Have you ever promised yourself you'd quit for good only to relapse again? Alone, late at night, wondering why you can't stop? I've been there more times than I can count. At first, I thought I just lacked willpower, but it turns out it wasn't me, it was my brain. Once I started digging into how the brain really works, how it gets wired and rewired, I realized something that changed everything. Porn isn't just a bad habit, it's a supernormal stimulus designed to flood your brain with instant pleasure, unnatural levels, much stronger than anything you'd get from real life. When I kept going back to it, even though I knew it made me feel worse, when I lost hours without realizing it, even though I only meant to click once, it wasn't because I was broken. It was because my brain had been rewired to chase the shortcut every time I felt stress, boredom, shame, loneliness, or pressure, and every relapse just made that shortcut stronger. But here's the truth no one told me before. If your brain can be rewired into addiction, it can also be rewired out of it. So I stopped fighting the urge directly. I stopped white-knuckling through the day. Instead, I built a system that helped me reroute my focus, my habits, my body, and my identity one decision at a time. I call it two-direction training. Upstream control means stabilizing your brain's state before you get triggered. Downstream control means rewiring what you do when the urge strikes. Upstream, I trained my brain to come back to a calm, focused state. Breathing with awareness, writing with a single task timer, moving without distraction, sensing to rhythm. When your brain isn't hyper-fast or ultra-sluggish, the craving isn't as loud. Downstream, I created a pause switch. When the urge came, I didn't decide. I breathed, slowly, 10 full breaths. Then I did one of 3 things. A 10-minute walk, a 3-minute cold rinse, a 5-minute sit in silence. Not to suppress the energy but to release it. I also set up for guardrails around my life. 1. Brain. Deep focus, everyday reading, writing, crafting. 2. Body. No screens before bed, light clean food, daily movement. 3. Emotions. Label feelings and care for them: anxiety, shame, loneliness. 4. Environment. No screens in bed. Devices only in shared spaces, auto shut off at night. Then, I made a rule. Fantasy is the first domino. If I caught even a flicker of imagination, just the opening scene, I stopped, right there. Breath, moved, grounded myself. No arguing, just redirect. I started tracking not how many times I relapsed, but how long I could stretch the distance between them. 3 days became 4 became 5. And my brain started learning stability. I also began logging what happened before each urge, what triggered it, how I felt, and what I did. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about seeing the pattern so next time, you can step in earlier. I replanted real rewards into my life. Slow ones, meaningful ones. Doing a task that builds something. Cooking a meal, reaching out to a friend, learning a skill, finishing a small project. At first, they didn't feel exciting, but they started giving me quiet satisfaction, the kind that lasts longer than a screen ever could. One simple trick helped me the most. The 5-second rule. If I made a move toward recovery in the first 5 seconds of an urge, stood up, opened the door, got fresh air, I cut the craving in half. So I rehearsed it in my head, again and again. Urge gives stand, gives door, gives outside. Until it became a new reflex. Even in relationships, I saw the change. Porn made me want control, intensity, speed. Real intimacy asked for slowness, mutuality, imperfection. And weirdly, that made it more meaningful, more connected, not perfect, but more human. Look, I still have hard nights. Sometimes I slid, but now I don't treat one moment of failure as a total collapse. I ask, what triggered me? What could I do sooner next time? I give myself grace. I call someone. I try again. Because it's not about never wanting again. It's about still choosing the better thing even when you do. And when you keep choosing that better path again and again, moment by moment, your brain starts growing in a whole new direction. Your life starts to feel alive again. Not with flashy sparks, but with warmth, presence, and peace. So if you're stuck, start small. Turn off one notification, delete one app, move your charger out of the bedroom, walk for 10 minutes, text a friend. I'm struggling today. Write down one thing you really want to build. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to choose better one moment at a time. Because that's how the new you begins to grow. Click the link in the comments to get the reboot guide.